Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Mueller, and I'm getting ready to read us our story for today. Look at that. Our story today is titled In the Garden. Who's been there? And if you look at the picture, it's going to give us some clues. What kind of garden do you think it is? What do you see growing? If you said flowers, give a thumbs up. Now, who do you think we're going to find in the garden? What do you see on the page? Yeah, there's a big black bird, a golden retriever, and a bunny rabbit. Do you think they'll be in the garden? Do you think they're growing in the garden? Do animals grow in gardens? No, plants grow in gardens. Let's see. Our author today is Lindsay Barrett George. The author is the person who writes the words. Now, there is no illustrator listed, so I believe that Lindsay Barrett George is both the author and the illustrator. I believe she both wrote the words and drew the pictures. All right, in the garden. It is lately drizzling on this summer morning. Christina, please take Jeremy into the garden and pick some vegetables. I'm still baking. But, Mom, it's raining. Don't worry, you won't melt, Christina Mother says. And please put Sunny outside. Christina and her brother take a bucket out of the tool shed and walk over to the garden. Something brown streaks across the yard. Christina, a bunny! Jeremy whispers, pointing to the garden gate. They're cute, Jeremy, but bunnies eat anything that's green in the garden. In a few minutes it stops drizzling. Raindrops cling to the poppies. A visitor darts from blossom to blossom, sucking nectar out of the flowers. Christina looks down into a large sunflower. Something has been eating the seeds in the middle of the sunflower. I wonder who's been here. Who do you think would eat the sunflower seeds? Do you think that bee that's drinking the nectar would also take the seeds? Or do you think something else would? Ooh, look. A chipmunk! Look, he's eating those seeds, isn't he? Christina walks down a row of tomato plants. This one looks good, she says, bending to pick a tomato. Sunny looks at it too. I'll pick another one, Sunny. This is for Mom, she says. Christina, Jeremy says, looking closely at a tomato plant. Part of this leaf is gone. Who's been here? You see the leaf? The leaf was nibbled on. A tomato hornworm. Look at that guy. They can get really, really big. I've had them in my garden before. Jeremy picks some lettuce. Somebody's already had dinner, Christina says, standing over some nibbled greens. I know who was hungry, Jeremy says. Who's been here? Who do you think ate the lettuce? Do you have a guess? Oh, a cottontail rabbit. That bunny. Christina crouches down and picks a large cucumber from the patch. Hey, Sunny, don't step on the cucumbers, Christina says. Jeremy, come over here and look at this leaf. Her brother runs his finger along the shiny line. The line stops in the middle of the leaf. It's slimy, he says. Who's been here? Ooh, slimy on a leaf. What would make a leaf slimy? Ooh, a slug. There's something else slithering in the picture. Can you find it? So we have the slug on the leaf. What's slithering underneath the leaves? Do you see it? Woo! It's a snake. They pick some ears of corn and drop them into the bucket. Christina, Jeremy says, I see a yellow and brown snake. Leave it alone, Jeremy. It's probably a garter, and they're not very friendly. Christina does not notice that the husks on an ear of corn have been shredded. The insides of some of the kernels have been pecked out. Who's been here? Who would peck at the corn? I wonder. Ooh, a crow. Jeremy reaches up and snaps beans off their vines. These are sweet. As Christina helps him gather beans, she wonders out loud, look at this empty space. What happened to the plants? Who's been here? Ooh, look. A deer mouse. I'm hungry, Christina says, and she sits down in the garden. Let's eat this carrot, Jeremy says. Look at the carrot top, Christina says. Someone cut it, her brother says. It hasn't been cut off. Christina realizes it's been chewed off. Who's been here? I wonder who would chew on the carrot. A woodchuck. Jeremy, I think we have enough vegetables for 2 dinners, Christina says. The children pick hollyhocks for their mother. Christina, Jeremy whispers, and points to a hole in the ground. Who's been here? You see him? He's pointing to a hollowed out portion of the ground. I wonder who it is. A mole. We get ground moles here too. They like to burrow under the dirt. Jeremy and his sister walk back to the house with a bucket filled with vegetables and flowers. Race, you sonny, Jeremy yells. Watch me, Jeremy. I can do a headstand. Jeremy stops at the peach tree. Someone has left 3 plates and a pitcher of milk on the table. Sonny wags his tail. Jeremy looks around and wonders, who's been here? Who do you think put out the pitcher and the plates? Here's your clue. Look at that. That's the end. Do any of you have a garden started at your house? A flower garden or a vegetable garden? If you have a garden that you've already started, I would love to know what you have planted. Maybe if you have a ton of things planted, you could list your favorite 2 or 3 things planted. Go ahead and post that below this video so I know who has a garden and what you have planted.